Good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Graham Live. Hi, Nancy.
Hi, Chef. How are you doing?
I'm doing excellent. As we all know, we're here with Nancy Moss. I'm Chef Sebastian Carosi, better known as the Short Order Cannabis Revolutionary. Today we're going to be making something that's kind of dear to my heart. I'm a quesadilla fan. I'm a quesadilla junkie, having grown up in California and tropical areas. And I know that this quesadilla means something a little special to you too, Nancy, because you eaten it for a number of years.
I have. So what we're trying to replicate today is my favorite food truck in Kaloa, Kauai.
All right, so we have like 3 or 4 things we're going to make today. We're going to make pico de gallo first. We're also going to make some smashed avocados. We're going to make some Kief sour cream, and then the shrimp, and then we'll put together the quesadillas. But first, Nancy, you had some decarboxylated Kief that you have from a vendor in Florida. Somebody might have a question about. So we have this fresh pico de gallo we're talking about, and if you want to, we're going to add a little bit of this Kief. We decarboxylated 1 gram of Kief, and basically think of this as 4 quarter grams. You're going to put a little bit in the pico de gallo. You're going to put a little bit in the smashed avocado. You're going to put a little bit in the sour cream. And you can, after the shrimp cook, sprinkle a little of the remaining Kief on them as well. Definitely thought about our medication. We do know that if you want to add a little of the extra cannabis oil or tincture, I know you have one, an avocado oil, into the salsa, that's a good option as well.
Yeah,
All right, are you ready to make pico de gallo here?
Let's go.
All right, so we got our tomatoes, and we chopped our tomatoes. We have about 1.5, 2 cups of tomatoes. We also have some onion, chopped jalapeno. I'm going to put a little pinch of Kief in mine. I'm also going to put some salt, pepper, and definitely a nice squeeze of lime juice. And I think the key with pico de gallo I have learned is that it's something that you eat today when you make it. You don't really keep it, because the longer you keep it, the more water is going to leach out of the tomatoes and make it like not as appealing as you would think.
Really?
Like salsa that's kind of sat for a while gets really watery. Not that I mind that, but you know. All right, so add all this in here. Nancy, are you going to add about 1/4 gram of your Kief in there?
Yeah.
Nice. I'm going to add 1/4 gram of Kief in there. I eyeballed it. I'm going to add a nice little salt and pepper. We can adjust the salt and pepper. And remember, the amount of salt also will bring out more of the water in the tomatoes. So you got to be careful of that, whether you're using it now or later. And a little fresh lime juice.
Okay.
And just make sure that you get a really nice stir, since we do have some Kief in there.
Right. I think that's the one thing when I was first cooking with cannabis was I thought I mixed it in like you normally would mix in something, and realize no, you really, really have to keep stirring to make sure that it's evenly distributed.
They once told me when I was in a food science class back in culinary school that a bite of food should take 72 chews. I don't think I get past 7.2. You know what I mean? Does that look fresh? Does that salsa look fresh to you?
It looks delicious. I'm going to get my taster spoon.
Absolutely.
And see what I got. Oh.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to set that aside. Just set it aside.
Could we maybe brighten it with something? Mine feels a little blah.
Oh, lime juice. More lime juice.
Okay. Oh, I missed that. I didn't put the lime juice in.
Yes, squeeze some lime juice in there. Definitely. You need about if you have 2 cups of tomatoes, I would add almost a tablespoon or so, a half a lime. I added, see, mine is all squeezed out, but I added 1/2 a lime to mine.
I have to tell you, these just came delivered today.
Are they hard?
Absolutely no juice in it.
Nancy, I hate to say this, but this is a nice little trick. Do you have a microwave behind you?
I did. I put it in for like 15 seconds.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. They're just, oh, that's okay. Take your time, get as much juice as you can. And if you need to, here, you can have one of mine.
Oh, thank you. Let's try this. I bet it's going to taste amazing now.
Give it a little extra salt if you want, because you did a less lime juice because your limes were dry. And it's okay, just because that lime juice is basically a salt replacer is what we're trying for.
That's going to be nice. Okay. So it needs to mellow, right?
Yeah, just set it to the side. And what we should make now is the smashed avocado. And that's a simple one. You just grab a nice heavy fork, a bowl, avocado. And I'm going to tell you, Nancy, we were talking about the hard limes. My avocado is not the ripest avocado, but it's okay. And I'm up here in Washington and Oregon, and we're above California, but believe it or not, all these tropical things, they have a season. And if you guys haven't noticed, I don't know when this is going to air, but we are naturally smoking all of our cannabis and tomatoes and other vegetables out here in the Pacific Northwest with all these wildfires. Please send your prayers to the firefighters and all the first responders, if you guys can, please. So I'm just going to get my avocado out, put it in a bowl. And this is another one, Nancy, where we can add as much of the kief as you'd like. You can add a 1/4 gram since we're working with a whole gram, or you can hold back. You can add a little bit less, a little bit more, totally up to you. I'm actually going to add a little bit of another ingredient to my sour cream. This is actually male cannabis pollen. This is pure male cannabis pollen. And this is, I'm just going to add like a dusting in my sour cream. And that's just to add some plant-based protein, cannabis-based protein into my fatty sour cream for the quesadillas.
Can you show us what that is?
My sour cream aside right now. The avocado, your pico de gallo, and your sour cream done and good.
I do.
Can you feel like you got your smashed up?
And where are we going to set our heat on our grill?
So I got mine's at a temperature setting, and I just put mine at 300.
Okay.
For the shrimp. I don't know if you got like, do you have like high, medium? 2 cheeses. We have some pepper jack and we have some cheddar. We also have shrimp, and what size shrimp is completely up to you. We have some cumin powder. And we have our Chipotle Adobo, which is going to be our nice smoky flavor.
Chef, could you take us through the math slowly for somebody new that comes into this and they have, they're making cannabis tincture or they're making kief, and how you went through it rather quickly. But if you're new.
Yes, ma'am, I'm sorry about that. So, that's another reason, we talk about all these things that we do use cannabis for. And me slowing down is one of them. Trust me, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that in you. And I appreciate that in Graham Magazine for allowing me to be so spastic sometimes.
And what I love is how quickly you can do the math when you're converting everything. I've been doing it for years, and I've always found that if I'm going to be making something and having people, I'm making it for, say, my husband that needs medication, I would do the math when I decide what I'm going to make, and then do it again the day that I'm cooking, just to be sure that you're doing it right, because it's your medicine. It's important that you dose adequately and effectively for our own individual being and what it needs.
Talked about a gram of kief, and I'll stick on a gram of kief because it'll make it really easy. That gram of kief, let's say that gram of kief, the package says that it's 26% THC.
Okay.
All right, so what we're going to do is that we're going to convert that 26%, we're going to throw a 0 onto it. It's going to be 260 milligrams now of THC. 1 gram. If we cut that gram in half, 260 is 130. If we cut it, and let's say we're talking about quesadillas now. So we had 2 quesadillas, we cut it in half. Now we're gonna cut the quesadillas in half, we're gonna have 4. What are we looking at? 65 milligrams for the 4. And then if we cut those into 8s, we would be at 37.5, I believe, or something like that. And if you just keep cutting it in half, it's so easy to keep the number in tune, because then you can say I started with 260 milligrams. I'm now divided that by, well, let's just say 26 people to make it really easy. So 26 people come to have soup. The soup is 260 milligrams. How many milligrams does everybody get? 10.
That's beautiful.
That's rough, teacher. That's rough, you know?
Grill is getting hot.
Perfect. Mine is too. My lovely assistant, Carla, just handed me a new product that I got in the mail the other day. It's called a T-Check. And I believe you have one of these.
I have one of the very first ones they made, yes. But the new ones are amazing.
That's just a testament to how long you've been around cannabis now. So I got this, and I've used it at a couple of shows. They let me use it. I'll tell you what, this is a countertop potency tester. And if this thing costs $250 to $500, I'm not as sure exactly how much they cost. I know they're kind of spendy, but those doctor bills are a hell of a lot spendier down the road. So if you are getting a magical butter machine and you're starting to make, especially in your state, Nancy, in Florida, you're starting to make your own medicine. You called it medicine. You didn't call it getting high on Friday. So start taking it, invest in a few of the things. And I know they're costly. Yes, believe, I love it. So now, Nancy, as you take the sour cream, and we've divided our sour cream, we used 1/4 gram hypothetically in our sour cream, right? So hypothetically, if our gram was 300 milligrams, we divide it by 1/4, then we're looking at like 75 milligrams in our sour cream, 75 in our shrimp, 75 in our avocado, 75 in our pico de gallo. See, do you grasp it? Because if you grasp it, I think they will.
I do, and I think I like the idea. I know a lot of people tend to, and I in the past tend to have one thing in the dish medicated, or in the whole meal or something. I like the fact that we're incorporating it in different food, because as those foods go through your digestive system differently, you're going to the medicine. And
I love being around people that, I don't mean to interrupt you, Nancy, but I love being around people that know what the hell they're talking about.
Well,
let's get started. So I got the shrimp, I got some salt and pepper, I got a little bit of kief, I got a little bit of dry cumin, I got lime juice, and then basically the chipotles are for the end. I got my shrimp in a little container, and I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of the cumin on them, a little salt and pepper, and not too much salt because they are from the sea. And women, I don't mean to get totally.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put mine on the grill now. If we're
Okay,
ready.
I'm gonna follow suit. And we're gonna keep our shrimp down to one end if we can, so we can keep our quesadillas on the other. And I know that you brushed your grill with a little bit of oil, Nancy? Yep. Perfect. I'm super excited you have me make these, because they're true, well, there's a connection. They're just not a quesadilla. I mean, there's something that you've eaten for a while.
I believe my shrimp are done.
Yep, I'm taking mine out, putting them in a bowl right now. And what we're gonna do is that we're just gonna give them, if you feel like they need a little bit of salt and pepper more, give them a little bit more salt and pepper, a little bit of the lime juice, and now you can add a sprinkling of kief, because now you don't have that direct heat, and we don't wanna lose any, even if we lose 2%, we paid for that percent.
Right.
I add a little sprinkling of kief. And then I also want to add that Chipotle Adobo in there now.
And how much of that will we add?
The adobo, so your bowl of shrimp, I would start with the tip of a teaspoon, taste one of the shrimp, make sure they're not too hot for you.
Okay.
I have just the tip of a teaspoon, like, so yeah, I'm only gonna add about that much, which is about a half a teaspoon to mine.
Okay, let's see.
And then just mix it up with a little bit of lime juice, the kiefs, a little salt and pepper if you like. Don't stick your face right down in it because the shrimp are still hot and they may expel some of that smoky goodness right there, you know? This is looking really good. All right. This is looking really good. I can see why this truck is popular.
It is so popular, and the people are so nice. And I was there one year.
So you might want to cut off one or bite one, and make sure they're not too hot. Make sure that you may like a lot of spicy food, and you may add a little bit more chipotle.
All right.
All right. So you got your tortillas too, right?
I have my tortilla.
All right. So I usually do it to where I make them and then I fold it in half. So I end up like with one of these.
Okay.
So I'm going to put down my tortilla on the thing. I have the shrimp, the 2 cheeses, the jack and the cheddar.
That's amazing. That's cool.
All right. So you got your thing. I'm going to lay down a little bit of this white cheddar on mine on one side of my tortilla. And the other flap, I'm going to add the jack cheese. But you can do it however you'd like. And don't do me one favor, Nancy. Don't skimp on the shrimp and don't skimp on the cheese.
Oh, I won't.
I'm just going to add a pinch of salt and pepper. And I had a little bit of this chopped cilantro. I'm going to add those on there. And I have some cut up fresh cannabis leaves, hemp leaves, whatever you have. If you're able to add a little bit of that freshness with those fresh leaves, because it's just THCA and CBDA. It's non-activated. It's good for you. Really good fiber. And then I'm just going to put my shrimp down one side. Ready to eat too. She's been waiting the whole damn time.
Yeah. I don't really eat cheese anymore, but I think I'm just going to take one for the team and be a little bit miserable to have this quesadilla.
Sarah, I think you bring up a good point that I just want to let everybody know. If you're a vegetarian or a vegan and you have a good melting vegetarian or vegan alternative cheese that you like, by all means, this quesadilla can work with it.
Okay.
And you can actually do the same thing with tofu that we did with the shrimp.
Ooh.
With quesadillas, shrimp quesadillas. How's yours looking, Nancy?
Gorgeous. I just pulled it off the grill, and here it is on my plate.
I'm going to pull mine off right now. Do you like to cut yours or do you like to leave it whole?
No, I like to cut it so that they're, you know, just like sandwich size.
Yes, ma'am. That we made with Kief, our smashed avocado with Kief, our pico de gallo with Kief, and our quesadillas with shrimp Kief, and smoky chipotle adobo.
How to do this? How do you show the platter?
I just kind of hold it up and hope the hell it don't fall off.
I know. This is gorgeous, and thank you so much. This is making my birthday dinner for me. And I had to cook it, but I'm so glad that I had the opportunity to do it. Thank you.
I just hope it tastes good. So Nancy, yeah, I'm going to try a bite of mine, and then I'm going to give it to my official taste tester.
Mmm.
Nice and smoky, cheesy.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Chef, thanks for cooking my birthday quesadilla today.
Absolutely. I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to get it as close as I could and to use some delicious Florida cannabis as well as some cannabis and ingredients here. And Get Graham Live is where we're gonna, or actually Get Graham Now and Graham Live is where you can see most of this. And I think we're becoming pretty regular, and I want to thank you for that, Nancy.
Okay, I'll see you next week. We'll cook something else.
Absolutely. Much love to both of you.
Thank you. Look for us next Thursday online.